If you want to know about the red, blue, and white, then stick around, because I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about awakening. I thought I should give you the big picture of what is going on right now, because it is the same thing that has been going on forever, it feels like. Yes, and it is coming to a conclusion. Before I start, my name is Eden, hi, and I gotta tell you, the real awakening is happening inside. The real change is coming from inside and radiates out. Some of us are awake for many years now, and some of us are still working on it. And those who are still working on it and growing, they need time. Now, for the whole humanity to come into full awakening, it's going to take a long time. And this is why I'm here. I feel I need to protect that time. I'm an old soul and multidimensional, and I will not sit and watch, especially now, when so many are over the hill. So what do I mean by awake? And what is it to be awake? There are many conceptions around this word, and I have seen it changing and evolving with the years. There are many levels on which you can be awake. To me, to be awake is to know yourself, true inner knowing. There are layers upon layers of realities, and you are tuned into this one. And this one is changing. It has been changing for a long time now. And it is not the earth that is changing, it is humans. We are changing. You know the movie Avatar? Remember Pandora Planet? If not, I really recommend for you to watch it. Earth looks like and feels like 10 Pandoras combined together. And then you can still stretch it a little bit. It's real. We live on a living body, a spaceship, a crystal magic ship, full of wonder. If you could see it and feel it, you will realize that you have been asleep. Now, does it matter? Somewhat, maybe not. I don't know. But this is awakening. The energy, the real burning power, the magic, the knowing, the understanding, the crisp in the air. Now, for a person to see it and feel it, you got to work for it. Stretch yourself a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. And there are steps that you can take to make yourself whole. And I will talk about how to wake up in another time, if you'd be interested. Right now, think about it, 8 billion people, each on a different journey, on a different level and a different understanding. So as a whole, this is gonna take time. But there is something else going on. A different kind of evolution. Devolution. There are two major forces that has been playing on Earth for a long time. Well, there are many forces, but I'm talking only about two now. The thing is, it's complicated, because we're talking about things from out there that came with technology and blocked the flow of Earth energy to the rest of the cosmos. This was an interruption. The ones who suffered the most are the original tribes on Earth, by the way. It was supposed to be a game of choice. It is still a game of choice. But somehow, as their time is up, everything that was built according to this low frequency is still around. Can you imagine? Of course, the way out is to awaken to the heart and rise above the third dimension. And this is a discussion by itself, and it's easy to do. So, the plan by some characters is to continue those technologies and force it on Earth. No longer by beings from out there, but people here. It's like they didn't get the memo. It's actually really funny, but dangerous. There are many researchers showing the devastation of 5G frequency. You should check them out. I'm also against it. The radiation that will be coming from 5G is going against our nature. The thought that we need it is really incorrect. This is not progress. And this plan, if you look at it, it's really escalating to box planet Earth, box humanity from the inside. Did you hear about the amount of satellites that are being shot to cover Earth's atmosphere? It is going to be 4 or 5 times the amount we have today. This is too much foreign radio waves, all directed to Earth for communications. Why? It's suffocating. But this is not only unnecessary path, it's dangerous. It's a path of sickness instead of growth. The thing is, the awakening has been here for a while and has already begun and impacted many avenues of life, from food to new healing technologies to different way of building, and also new technologies coming from billion people, free energy. By the way, we need to think Tesla. It was all about free energy. And where is it now? I really think that because we are living in a double matrix, to some people taking pills and modify the body with AI sounds like a good plan. Well, it's not, because it takes you into a controlled place. You're going to kill the organic life, and because of it, you will disconnect yourself from source. It happened to the Greys. And this is the battle. This is that battle exactly. It is a battle for your life and for your attention. And understanding this battle is the red pill. Now, when I say another matrix, it's everything. From the most sacred symbols to boxed dead food that you buy in the stores, to our hospitals, to schools, everything. It's ridiculous and it's hypnotic. This is how you are controlled. We have been lied to, we have been lying to ourselves. We have been at least enslaved to a structure that is hard to deviate from. But it is possible, and it is happening. And the frequencies has been rising for a long time now because of good work and awakening of many people. and we arrived here, you know. This is a time to choose, because time is up and shit is getting real. And from one hand it is exciting, and from the other hand it's a pain in the butt. So here are some serious questions. Do you think we're going to survive, as we will be getting bombarded by frequencies that doesn't support life? Why? When those frequencies will be in every corner and covering the earth, do you think that human body will survive? And if it will, for how long? Are you aware that we are bringing the fifth dimension into earth right now? And 5G is also on the move. These are two parallels. Are you aware of the meaning of it? And if we are going to survive, do you think that the plants and insects are going to survive? And how long before trees will start dying because of lack of nourishment? I mean, we already killed the bees. You know that, right? You can go and check the information. Everything is out there. There is a misconception about this 5G energy. It is larger than people think. Think about it. Everything on the other levels is already set up and ready for prison. With genetically engineered seeds, how are you going to know that something is off? With health industry that is really drug industry, you're already set up to get sick. With cameras in every corner, you're already being watched. And with big global governments, you're already controlled. Look at America today. Can you take a tent and go to nature without paying, or without it being government property? Every piece of land is owned. Everything. You know, every time I am at a stoplight, more than a minute, when there is nobody around, I wonder why such an evolved technology can't solve this irritation. Because they don't use the AI for you and I, okay? What about chemtrails? Is that real? They're saying it's for weather, so I hear. What's wrong with the weather? Why do we need to change it? Why is it so secretive? What is in the chemtrails? There's many questions that we never get answers for. And I'm not talking about cloning, and I'm not talking about technologies that came from spaceships. I will not be surprised that the crafts that are being seen around the world today is government. I know they have the technology, but they keep this tech, so we will keep paying, I guess. This is all wrong. And let me paint you a story, okay? Do you know Monsanto? So Monsanto was sold and changed hands to a company called Bayer's. It's their way to kind of like take the heat off, you know? So now Monsanto is Bayer's. And they are giving us genetically engineered food for years now. Then we have the big pharma to take care of the sick body that you will become, because you will become sick. It is just a matter of time. And those big pharma companies will also make money on you, while you will be newly engineered with the phenomenon of AI technology. I mean, if you can afford it. And let's not forget the governments, you know, so we have governments that are shaking hands with corporations who will make sure we take the remedy. the one they suggest. And the enforcement of it will be with a surveillance of our new evolution, of course, none other than AI. And would you like to be chipped? And the question is not going to be now or next week. It's going to be, where do you want it, in your hand or in your head? And here we have the scary movie 1984. You know that famous movie, right? I mean, 40 years later, but here and in a better suit, flashy blue lights. Do you know the movie WALL-E? If not, I highly recommend. And I think that WALL-E is also here. Because you won't have to lift a finger even to type on your keyboard, because your brain, according to Elon Musk, is going to be connected to it. He said it. As I said before, we really need to get the Tesla. Yeah. And that's the predictions of the new evolution, the next generation. And it's all a lie. It's a false light prepared in the end of the tunnel of this so-called pandemic, the salvation of connectivity. I mean, look at it. They are working on vaccine. And in Australia, they are changing the money to electronic money now. Many people in Sweden and in Australia, and I've seen some videos on it, they're already taking the chip because I have a wallet, it's too heavy, I guess. And if you buy into it, you just swallowed the blue pill and went deeper into sleep and more disconnected than you've ever been. Who sold the world this evolution? Stephen Hawking's? The dopamine in the screen? I guess, maybe. Many things did. Slowly but surely. If you're interested to know the origins, there are many people out there exposing the roots of the who's and the why's. And I really salute those people. I just know it's there. It has been there all along. They didn't need to tell me. I felt it the minute I woke up. And it's been 22 years now. But now, it's in our face. And if you haven't seen it, it's time, because we're looking at it. And don't be fooled by slogans, because ignorance is not bliss. You see, COVID-19 alarmed many people, but for many different reasons. When it first started, it took me a day to collect my thoughts around it. There are many viruses. You can get sick for many things and different reasons. What makes this one so special? Yes, of course, they're telling you it is contagious, it is deadly, but many viruses are. This one is no different. What is a virus anyway? Did you check? And what are they checking for? Do you know? Everything around this COVID-19 is so vague. Can you see it? What is it really about? Since when it is okay for governments to take our money and use it to create something so horrific? If it is really out there. I have a lot to say about COVID-19, but hey, can you even say anything? Every time someone says something that doesn't fit into their cubicle, they call it conspiracy theory. You're out of your mind. You are delusional. Many things are made in a lab. It's normal, no? It's because you don't know your capabilities. You don't know who you are. Full stop. They are playing on ignorance and fear because you are not awake yet. If you were, you would have known that something in the vibration of the whole episode called COVID-19 is a camouflage for something else. It should have turned all your internal alarms with red lights flashing, just for you to know. Well, it did mine. The only thing I conspire today is to wake you up and to get you further to a better place. Why? Because I'll talk about timelines in the universe in another time. It's related to the because. So, yes, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Take a look at the current events and the flow of things. Go back in time. Look at history. What are those conspiracies that has been dismissed, and by whom? Darkness has been in the universe since ever, and it trickled down into Earth long time ago. And as I said, it's a package deal to deal with, I don't know, I guess evolution. And darkness, in a way, is the results of, how should I put it? The justification of ignorance, something like that. Or learning down curve of recycled forgetfulness. The beaten mind and the broken DNA, the drilled false security, the I am Napoleon and who are you? The egomania of creatures that think they can take over creation just because they got confused of who they are. And I'm not going to continue. Who cares about them anymore? This is an old story. But we also made light codes. If you know what you're made of, the intricacy of your body, then you would know that you are a living crystal, an intelligence that grows and evolves into the whole. You attract what you project and attract what you concentrate on. These are two different things. So yes, in a way, I see truth as one and not as two-sided. But I let the story unfold all the way to the end. We need to vaporize the beast, because if not, we're going to be jailed. It can't be in control. It can't be in control over humanity and over Earth any longer. Now, as for the blue lights of 5G, I know some people are okay with it. So let's go. Let's see the other side. 5G, interconnectivity, awesome. Nothing to hide. Yes, if you have all my private data, let's say, and all you intend to do is sell me something, that's fine. But again, this is ignorance, because it is a control mechanism and you won't be able to get out of it. Because this is how it looks like. You know, one, because you're powerless to deal with sickness. Two, therefore you need a vaccine. Three, the light is AI. Four, we will take care of you, said the government. 5, and make sure you will do as we say. And 6, show us your vaccine certificate. Really? So this is what we're facing now. Getting up and learning how to live without this control, how to be the power that we are, or sleep and never change. So what do we need to change? Everything. Everything, man, everything. There is a new earth. It's ready and it's coming. We just need to do the steps. Because this is paradise. This is phenomenal and it is bright with love and light. There is going to be more plants, more wealth, more creativity, more color, more sharing ideas, and so much more joy. Now, if you stuck around for the white hats, what about them? Why do you want to know? You want to know if someone is going to save you? You know, in 2011, I wrote a book that I never published. And in this book, I wrote that all the heavens prepared and came down to earth to find the pearl that was lost a long time ago in another battle in the universe. And we all together cleaned the swamp just to find that pearl. Believe me, I didn't know anything about white hats then, and I don't know anything about white hats now. And when I think of white, I think of all the colors combined together, and I think about a clean white canvas that you can paint your life over. I really hope you took something out of it. Everything I said can be checked, and you can do your own research. And at first I thought I'm going to link different sources, but I'm not going to. So thank you for being here.